two titans of VGC, known for a really strong mode in rain, with Politoed and Ludicolo have come back for the DLC in Pokemon Scarlet and Violet and making their debut in Gen 9 competitive. We're going to be trying out this team that my friend Bruno created with 6 special attackers that abuse Ludicolo and Politoed, and we'll see how well it can perform. This is my friend Bruno's rain team featuring Politoed and Ludicolo, which are new Pokemon that came back from the DLC, the Teal Mask. Has really great synergy as Rain is really solid with Golden Go, Fluttermane, and Chi-Yu are able to dish out a lot of damage with the Beads of Ruin, and I think it really complements the Rain mode as Ludicolo is a Pokemon that only has about 90 special attack, but it's got really good coverage. It helps out against water, Shifu, and can threaten it. And having that extra help from the Beads of Ruin is really nice. The fake out support with the Golden Go can also really help to set up Nasty Plot. It's really good, and its special defense is able to take attacks, provide Icy Wind support for the Chi or Fluttermane to dish out a lot of damage, especially with the Swift Swim paired again with the Rain with Politoed, making the Ludicolo faster, and the Tailwind Tornadus with Tailwind to match other Tailwinds and control the weather if necessary. That gives the Ludicolo another Rain Dance user if you don't have to bring Politoed, and then a Sunny Day option for the Chi and Fluttermane, a great offensive pressure. If you'd like to check out the details of the team and the creator, they'll be linked in the description down below. Okay, we have Ogerpon, looks like the Fire Mask if I'm not mistaken, plus Hisuian Typhlosion, Hisuian Lilligant, Tornadus, Fluttermane, and the Iron Hands. So we kind of got a Rain versus Sun matchup, which makes this pretty interesting. I'm trying to figure out like what my best play is. It's probably like just lead Tornadus straight away. Tornadus is really good here. Do I want to lead Chi-Yu? Chi-Yu is not bad damage-wise. It's just the problem is going to be that Hisuian Lilligant. If they lead like Tornadus plus Hisuian Lilligant, I'm not exactly too sure what they're going to lead. So a little bit complicated. I do want to bring the Rain mode because I think Rain is pretty solid. I think the idea is like to get rid of their Tornadus, because once I get rid of their Tornadus, I'm in a really good spot with my other Pokemon, especially like Rain just being able to dish out so much damage. So I think that's going to be the game plan. Get rid of the Rain. And I don't think I can really afford to bring Chi-Yu, unfortunately. Like Chi-Yu, like if I want my damage output being Rain, I don't think it's that great. I think having the Icy Wind Ludicolo will be great, but let's find out what are they going to lead here. It's going to be the Tornadus and a Lilligant here. So I'm okay with this right away, as we are able to lead our Tornadus and Fluttermane. And I have a few options. I could just taunt their Lilligant if I want, if I had it, but I don't. But I could go for Bleak Wind Protect. I could go for Tailwind Dazzling Gleam. I am going to be faster on Lilligant, so it's not like too bad of an option. I am like a really fast Fluttermane, so I kind of like the idea of just going for the Tailwind immediately and just going to go for a Dazzling Gleam. And I think I will just go for that. Like if it's Focus Sash Lilligant, it's not too bad. I'll have Ludicolo out the next turn. I can go for Fake Out. And I could also just go for Rain Dance and Icy Wind the following turn. Let's see how much damage we're going to be able to do just in general to their team, because that's going to be a pretty significant factor. But again, if we can get the damage to Tornadus, if we can break a Sash on Lilligant, I still think that this is a pretty successful like couple of turns. We will go for the Tailwind here. We are going to see a Sunny Day immediately. So that's actually going to give me the speed booster on the Fluttermane. I don't know how relevant that's going to be. I guess like one question is this Solar Blade Lilligant or not? Because that's another question. Here goes a Dazzling Gleam going to come out into the Lilligant, going to reveal its Focus Sash. That Tornadus took the attack really well right here. So that's something to note. We are going to see a Leaf Blade come out into the Fluttermane and doesn't pick up the Knockout, which is pretty big. So that is a great turn for me, because I can just go for a Rain Dance right here and cancel out the Chlorophyll. And even if they go for Tailwind, it's fine. I can go for a Moonblast, or do I want to go for a Dazzling Gleam? I kind of want to go for a Moonblast potentially, but then they kind of get a free switch. Although I don't really mind it too much. Maybe I should just go for... I mean, I am going for a Rain Dance 100%. I could go for Bleak Wind, but I just... but they're probably just going to Tailwind, so I don't think that's really worth it. I think just Dazzling Gleam is okay here. So we'll go for Rain Dance. We'll get rid of that Chlorophyll. If they want to reset it, that's fine. That means they don't get Tailwind up, so I'm okay with that regardless. They do go for Tailwind, so my Fluttermane is naturally faster than just Lilligant, so I am just going to be able to go for a Dazzling Gleam here. Finish off the Lilligant, which is a Pokemon that just does so much damage to my team in general, so I think it's worth. Like, my Tornadus is bulky and healthy, so I should be able to finish off their Tornadus. And then Ludicolo next to Politoed should be able to seal up the game, but we'll find out. The thing is, they can reset the weather. We are going to see their Fluttermane come in, which is okay. How fast is my Tornadus again? Actually, I might not be as fast Tornadus as I think I am. Yeah, I'm actually slow Tornadus, so this might actually benefit me more, because I'd imagine... I would say it's more likely that you're fast Tornadus. I kind of want to go for Rain Dance here, and I think I want to go for Rain Dance, and I want to go for Dazzling Gleam. The main reason is I get to KO on Tornadus here. I'm assuming I'm faster because they're probably... I'm a really fast Flutter Mane, but I'd imagine there's special attack booster on this kind of Sun team. And if I can accomplish a knockout here, I get the damage in the Flutter Mane. Ooh, okay, but they don't Sunny Day. Okay, interesting. Oh, they're just fast. Okay, or slow Tornadus. They're really slow, actually. They're slower than mine. But I want to take less damage to Tornadus, but this is still pretty okay because I get speed booster, and it looks like mine is going to be faster. So they do get special attack as I anticipated. Could have went for a Shadow Ball, but I didn't know if they were going to go for the Terra. I was really worried about Terra, Dazzling Gleam plus Sunny Day. They were actually a really slow Tornadus, so that ends up changing my plans a little bit, but it's still not like awful. Oh, they go for Icy Wind. All right. I have Cobra Cloak on the Tornadus, so I don't really mind that too much. The Flutter Mane goes down. Perfectly fine here for me. I will take it. So now I get a free switch here. I get to go out into Ludicolo or Politoed. I am just going to go out on a Ludicolo because I should be able to threaten the knockout or Flutter Mane with Hydro Pump. I don't think it's Choice Specs Flutter Mane, but Icy Wind special attack booster is definitely an interesting item choice. Ludicolo going to come out. Let's see what their last is going to be. Going to be Ogre Pond, which is perfectly fine. All right. So my only problem is that Ogerpon is actually going to be able to follow me potentially, which redirects my attack. The Grass Fire type, which is fine. I do want to save the Tornadus actually because I want potential Tailwind for the end game, and also like Bleak Wind's pretty good here. I think I'm just going to go Politoed, and I'm just going to go for a Hydro Pump immediately into the Flutter Mane. Because the thing is, in rain, they're not going to be able to do that much damage to my Ludicolo. Hydro Pump should be able to knock out the Flutter Mane, which is... I don't know if it's Choice Specs. I don't think it is, but I feel like getting a Hydro Pump into Flutter Mane is a really good option, as it is probably the biggest threat right now. We also get rid of the Photosynthesis. They do Spiky Shield with the Ogerpon, so if I am able to hit the Hydro Pump into the Flutter Mane, it's fantastic right here. Ooh. Why is that faster than my Ludicolo? Wait, hold up. I do hit the Hydro Pump in the Flutter Mane, but why is my Ludicolo slower than their Flutter Mane? I had Tailwind up, right? Yeah, I had Tailwind up, and they had Tailwind myself. That was a Scarf Flutter Mane. Was that not the Scarf Flutter Mane, or am I just not paying attention to this Ludicolo? Wait, why is this Ludicolo slower than... I actually never realized because I never looked at... Why are you slower than Flutter Mane? What decision is that? Bruno, my guy. Okay, I should still be fine though. In general, I'm just going to go for a double Hydro Pump into the Ogerpon. I just don't see a reason not to. They could still... This actually makes it still a game, ironically, because of that. But Woodhammer going to come out. They're going to target the Ludicolo. I mean, I do survive, I guess, because it is a bulky Ludicolo. I didn't realize by its HP stat, but yeah, it is. We are able to get the Hydro Pump off into the Ogerpon, and we do seal the victory at least. Okay. Fun little game. Ludicolo was able to do a lot. Having Politoed actually gave me a manual switch, and the reason I did want a manual switch was just in case, again, I think Politoed was better just because I'd still have Tornadus as a flying type to actually be able to hit the Ogerpon in an endgame scenario, assuming they didn't get knockouts. I was really expecting to KO the Flutter Mane. I really wish I was speedy right there, but can't really complain. But I am able to pick up the victory from there. Flutter Mane, Cresselia, the Blood Moon Ursaluna, Heatran, Dragonite Chienpao. The Dragonite Chienpao makes this really annoying, but otherwise I feel pretty okay about the matchup. I mean, there's going to be some complicated parts. I don't know who I want to Terra. I feel like it's probably Golden being brought here. I do like Golden quite a bit. Chi-Yu damage output is pretty crazy, but I gotta be worried because the Heatran could actually go... Heatran's actually a concerning Pokemon for me to deal with in general. I guess it just depends on do I expect him to bring the Dragonite plus the Chienpao or not, because it is pretty scary for Rain. I could potentially just lead the Ludicolo Politoed. Like, it's not awful. I could maybe try. I mean, Sucker Punch is threatening too. That's the problem. I guess maybe the Ludicolo bulk-wise is supposed to be leaving Xian Pao's attacks. Let's see what I want here. I feel like Golden Go is probably one of my choices here. I like Golden Go. I kind of like Golden Go, Ludicolo, have Politoed in the back, and Chiyu, I want to say. I'm a little bit concerned because I feel that having Tornadus would be pretty nice in this matchup, because if it's Terra Grass Heatran, I like the Bleak Wind Storm. But I'm a little bit concerned about like the Xian Pao. Having the Politoed is going to be good because it can reduce the damage from Heatran, but also power up the Ludicolo alongside the switch to Xian Pao, which I think is pretty big. But let's see. We're going to see Cresselia Ursaluna. Interesting lead. Okay. Not expecting that. We're going to lead Golden Go and the Ludicolo. Do I expect a raw Earth Power here? Do I expect them to be raw Earth Power to Golden Go? I don't know about that one. I do have Terra Fairy, but I don't think it's worth it. I think I'm just going to Nasty Plot. I'm just going to go for a Fake Out into Cresselia. Now, there could be some consequences. Covert Cloak Cresselia is not really a huge thing, so I'd imagine that's not going to be the case. I have no idea what the Ursaluna is, but I feel like that this Golden Go should be bulky enough to live one Earth Power, although Blood Moon, I guess, could be decently powerful. Fake Out into Cresselia. Mainly because I want the Nasty Plot up, because I can't threaten to knock down the Cresselia. I'm not choice spec, so I need to be able to boost up right here. Earth Power is going to come out into Golden Go. And yeah, I am able to survive one, which is what I had a feeling of. Special defense fall, that's not too big of a deal. Okay. All right, having that Fake Out's going to be really good here. I think Blood Moon Ursaluna. Oh, shoot. I forgot. It does get access to... I have seen like Vacuum Wave on a Solvest set. Do I want to go crazy and read that though? I think I will. I think I'm going to go for my Terra Fairy and Make It Rain. I don't really need my Terra for anything else, and I'm going to go hard Chiyu. Now, the only way to draw it back if it's Xian Pao Dragonite in the back, and I don't think that's going to be the case if they're going for the Trick Room mode, but we'll see. It definitely could be an option. So I'm going to Chiyu, and I'm going to go for the Terra Golden Go to avoid a potential Vacuum Wave, which might sound really silly, but of course Blood Moon Ursaluna, for those of you who have not seen this Pokemon yet, it does get access to basically a Scrappy, so it is able to hit like Golden Go with Vacuum Wave here, so don't want to risk that. Looks like that's not going to be the case. I do get to Make It Rain at +2, and I'm able to crit the Ursaluna. I don't know if that mattered too much with the Beads of Ruin. Also, the Ursaluna doesn't have the best special defense. I don't get to knock out Cresselia, unfortunately, so they are able to get Trick 'em Up, but I guess that's not like an awful turn. Yeah, that's definitely not an awful turn. Leftovers will heal the Golden Go. And Trick Room is up, but it shouldn't be too bad. Let's see who they bring out. If it's the Heatran, I probably just go out into Politoed and click Snarl, and they do go out into Heatran, which is perfectly fine here. I am going to go into Politoed, I think, and just go for a Snarl because I get to knock on the Cresselia and also be able to reduce the damage. The only way this is pretty bad, I think, is if Cresselia has Helping Hand with Earth Power Heatran, but we'll find out if that's going to be the case. There's also a chance that Heatran might not have Earth Power on this team. Might be like Flash Cannon and Terra Blast if they have an Ursaluna on their team because they already have the ground coverage already covered for. So we'll bring out Politoed. Helping Hand's not a good start. Okay. Although I still think this is probably all right. Oh, they go for Heat Wave. That's really good. Okay, so they just wanted to knock on Golden Go. Politoed ended up being perfect cover. Burn's a little bit annoying. I don't know what the ranges are in general against my team, but I am able to get a huge Snarl off into the Cresselia and the Heatran. Knock out the Cresselia. That means Trick Room and Lunar Blessing are no longer effects on the field. Helping Hand as well is eliminated, and we are able to lower that Heatran special attack. Did we lower that Heatran special attack? I think we did. Unless it's Covert Cloak, but I'll double check. Flutter Mane as the last Pokemon is actually really good for me. Okay. So that's nice. Booster Energy going to activate, which is going to be its special attack, which is fine. My Ludicolo and Golden Go are in really good spots. I don't know if the Heatran's going to be forced to Terra this turn. I do kind of like the idea of just going for Hydro Pump here into the Flutter Mane as well as Snarl. And I just don't see a reason not to. Trying is at -1, right? It is. Okay. So hopefully, unless the burn put me into Terra Blast range, which maybe it did, if it's Terra Blast, Terra Grass, I think it'll be fine. They actually forfeit here. They don't expect themselves to have a shot of winning, so we'll take that, I suppose. I mean, they were in a really bad spot anyway, but I did have inaccurate moves to deal with, so there was definitely a shot that they could win. Although I think it was really hard of them to break through the Ludicolo and the Chi-Yu, especially if they don't have Earth Power. Like this Chi-Yu getting a Snarl off again means that my Assault Vest Ludicolo kind of walls them. I also have Golden Go still under like Rain, plus I'm no longer Steel type, so it's a little bit difficult to get rid of Ludicolo and Golden Go, which is like threatening the Flutter Mane too. So they just had a really tough position. Flutter Mane, Iron Hands, Umbreon, Conkeldurr, Blood Moon, Ursaluna, and the Cresselia. Okay, so a Trick Room-ish team. Umbreon's an interesting pick here. I actually don't have the best ways of breaking through Umbreon other than Flutter Mane, which I guess kind of breaks through some of their team. I don't know if I really want to bring it, but definitely an option. I'd probably want to go Golden Go Ludicolo. I just like it against Trick Room because I can just Nasty Plot pretty safely. I could go with the Chi-Yu if I really want to, but my biggest fear whenever bringing the Chi-Yu is A, they have a Conkeldurr that has access to Mach Punch, but also B, mainly is the Flutter Mane, if his choice specs can go for a Terra Moonblast, knock out the Flutter Mane. Not really a fun position, so I think I'd probably pass on that. I think Politoed in the back is pretty solid. Do I want Flutter Mane or do I want Chi-Yu as the last one is a question. I think I want to bring Chi-Yu. I'm actually not sure if Shadow Ball will knock out the Cresselia +2 after we've seen the damage previously. So having a safety measure to knock out the Cresselia just in case, I think is a pretty decent option right here. So let's see what my opponent is going to lead, because Iron Hands plus Cresselia could definitely be a strong one right here. Pretty interested. Let's see. Umbreon and Flutter Mane. Not what I expected. Okay. So I'll lead Golden Go and Ludicolo. Gonna be able to tank attacks pretty well with the Assault Vest on deck right here. Booster energy on the Flutter Mane. Is it speed or is it a special attack? Okay, get to confirm. So my Golden Go is pretty dang bulky, and unfortunately I still don't think I underspeed the Flutter Mane with Icy Wind, so kind of an awkward spot. I could go for Hydro Pump if I want to with the Ludicolo. I kind of wish I lived Politoed Ludicolo instead, because I could probably threaten so much damage right here, but they didn't lead Trick Room, which is a really good thing for me. I think I'm just gonna go hard on a Politoed right now and just throw off the Hydro Pump into Flutter Mane and do as much damage as I possibly can, because Flutter Mane with the special attack booster is actually pretty scary here. Umbreon can go for a Snarl, Helping Hand, or maybe it goes for a Yawn if it has it. I don't know, but I'm just going to play it safe right here. Flutter Mane going to protect, which is completely fine. I think they were scared about that potential, like... Actually, I don't know what they were scared of, because I'd have to switch in Politoed if I wanted some speed advantage, but this actually still works out. Snarl? It is Snarl, okay. Into the Ludicolo. Able to take it pretty well right here with both, and now... I just don't see a reason why I'm not just going for a Helping and Hydro Pump here. Like, I have the moves. Might as well just send them off and click it, because I need to get rid of that Flutter Mane as soon as possible. I kind of wish I brought my own Flutter Mane over to Chi-Yu. We're going to see the Flutter Mane actually retreat, so this might be Cresselia, which would be a smart play for my opponent. It is going to be that Cresselia. All right. Going to be a bit of a complicated game then, but we'll find out. Gonna go for the Helping Hand Hydro Pump here and see how much damage I can really do to the Cresselia. I do land, which is pretty nice, so pretty big damage to the Cresselia, but not that much. Snarl gonna come out once again. And this is kind of the problem with this team that I just don't like. It's when I saw it initially, having a bunch of special attackers is not exactly pleasant. Okay, how do I want to approach this now? I feel like I probably want to double swap here. I think I'm going to go Chi-Yu and I'm going to go Golden Go. And you might be thinking, why am I going into both right here? Well, the thing is, I'm at -2 with both Pokemon, so it's kind of pointless to have them on the field. I might as well just bring out the Ludicolo later on so I can start stalling a bit. But also the fact is, I think this is the perfect time to start setting up Nasty Plots, because this is going to be my best opportunity to set up Nasty Plots throughout this game. What's nice is we burn the booster energy on the Flutter Mane, which is pretty nice. So... let's see how much Snarl does with the Beads of Ruin. It doesn't do that much damage to Golden Go as I would have expected. So, okay, that's actually not that bad here. So, not bad, not bad, not bad. We are going to see a Trick Room come out from the Cresselia. Now, I can gain back my special attack, I suppose, with a Nasty Plot here. And I will go for a Nasty Plot. I think I'm going to Snarl once with the Chi-Yu. And I think snarling once will allow me, basically, if they try to get momentum by switching, like the only ones that can really come out are like Iron Hands and Conkeldurr, which I think are fine here. So I'm going to Nasty Plot with the Golden Go. I'm going to go for a Snarl right here. This reduces the damage from their own, what's it called? The Umbreon, but they actually go for a Lunar Blessing to heal up the Cresselia, which is completely fine because they don't get much momentum. I'm able to go for a Nasty Plot here, get my +2, so I'm back at neutral, and then I can Nasty Plot again. I think I just need my Golden Go to start doing the work and maybe get to like +4 at this rate, I think. Snarl, pretty good damage to Cresselia, so definitely appreciated here. Okay, lower that special attack, which is going to be pretty important. Do I want to Snarl again? Probably not. I think I want to get some... I think I want to go hard into my Ludicolo. So I think I'm just going to go for a Nasty Plot once again. And I'm going to go out into my Ludicolo here. Because there is a chance they go out into one of their heavy hitters. Because right now I'm kind of burning Trick Room turns. And yeah, they do switch out to Cresselia, which is perfect for me. So I'm going to be able to get some Fake Out pressure off. Like, Ursaluna comes in, which I'm a bit surprised about. Because the Snarl here into Ursaluna I think is pretty big. But okay. I just wonder if this is Ghost or Ursaluna. That's going to be one that I'm pretty interested in. Bring out the Ludicolo. Snarl going to come out into my Golden Go and my Ludicolo. Just got to watch out. Luckily, I think I am out healing the Umbreon Snarls now because of the Leftovers recovery and the Snarls that I got earlier. Rain is going to stop. Actually had a pretty good timing. I don't mind resetting the Rain later. Also, like, powering up my Chi-Yu for later. So, yeah, I am actually out healing the Snarls, it looks like. So, now I can go for another Nasty Plot, which I will go for. And... I could Terra here. Out of their Pokemon, I feel like I would probably be Terraing this Pokemon anyway. Yeah, like, this is the only relevant Terra. So, I might as well just go for a Nasty Plot. The Steel typing doesn't even help me that much because Ursaluna has... the ability that just makes it immune to every factor. So in case it is Terra Ghost, I might as well just fake out the Ursaluna. We're gonna see the swap out here from the Umbreon into Cresselia, which is actually really good for me because their Trick Room turns are really dwindling down. It is going to be the Terra though, so okay, Ghost is going to be the Ghost Terra. All right. So what's interesting about this position is now both of their Pokemon are actually vulnerable to the Dark Pulse coming up later. So they went for Earth Power. I should be able to tank one Earth Power, and then I can go for some pretty heavy damage afterward because I'm about to get +3 now. So Umbreon's not like a switch eater, so I'm in a pretty okay position. The problem is our Flutter Mane's still going to be a concern. Fake Out going to come out. We are going to see the Hyper Voice. Okay. That didn't do that much damage though. A Nasty Plot going to come out from my Golden Go right here. Okay. Ooh, these upcoming turns though are what's gonna really drive it here. I do want to go for... I mean, Hyper Voice is not going to do that much damage. I think I'm just going to protect my Golden Go. And I kind of want to just Icy... Actually, no. I do want to Giga Drain to Cresselia. I didn't switch into Snarl, right? I did not. No, I did not. Perfect. Okay. Wait, no, I did, right? I did. Okay. That actually is kind of concerning. I think I have to Hydro Pump the Cresselia then. Because if they go into Flutter Mane here on the Cresselia slot, it's pretty bad for me. So you might be thinking, why am I making this play? It's because I thought like Cresselia switches out to Flutter Mane because my Protect is super obvious. They target the Golden Go. They're not doing that much damage right here. Yeah, they go for a Blood Moon into the Golden Go, which is to be expected. Is this Lunar Blessing? Lunar Blessing's fine. Okay. I think if I had to Hydro Pump, I just put both of these Pokemon into range of the Make It Rain after Chi-Yu comes in. So Hydro Pump gets a crit. I don't think the crit's really necessary here. Get the Leftovers recovery with Golden Go. So now we're in a pretty dang good spot. Because I should be able to go for a Make It Rain here. Knock out both. Unless this is Assault Vest on the... Unless it's Assault Vest on the Blood Moon, which... It lives, but it takes so much damage, which I think is okay. I will switch out my Ludicolo. We'll go out into our Chi-Yu, and now let's do our Make It Rain right here, and let's see how much damage we can do. Okay. So not bad turns. Make It Rain going to come out +3. Yeah, Ursaluna and Cresselia both faint, which is perfect. Okay. So I have a few options. The next turn, it's remaining is Umbreon and the Flutter Mane. If the Flutter Mane doesn't have an option to KO the Golden Go, so I I have two plays that I can make, which is protect overheat, and I probably will lean toward that option. I do want to protect Golden Go because Golden Go probably goes down to Flutter Mane attack because of the Beads of Ruin. So Flutter Mane gonna come out, and we're gonna see the Umbreon. Like, if I get rid of Flutter Mane, I think I just win the game straight up. So I am gonna go for a Nasty Plot here with my... No, not Nasty Plot. Protect. And I'm going to go for the overheat and pick up the knockout into Flutter Mane if I can. If I miss it or they protect, it's not too bad. I'm just going to switch on a Ludicolo and click Make It Rain the next turn. So I'm okay with this. We double protect here. I'm probably just going to click Snarl. It could have been obvious. Maybe I could have doubled up the Umbreon, but I just don't think I have a reason to risk that because the Flutter Mane's the one that's actually dishing out the damage. If I had Perish Song on the Politoed, I could just go for the Perish Song lock, but I don't. I could go Ludicolo or Politoed here. Both aren't too bad. I think I'd want to go... What do I want to go out into? Probably Politoed. Yeah, I think I want to go Politoed. I'm going to Make It Rain, go into Politoed. Because I actually want to use up the rain turns. Yeah, so my Chi-Yu can knock out the Umbreon in case of like Golden Go taking a lot of damage right here. So I'm okay with this. Let's go into Politoed. We get rid of the Beads of Ruin from my Golden Go. We get the rain up and set up for Ludicolo potentially because we can Icy Wind the Flutter Mane too. They go for a Shadow Ball, so I'm kind of curious that they don't have Moonblast. But yeah, Shadow Ball, Moonblast when I KO the Golden Go. I am able to get to Make It Rain, KO the Flutter Mane. The Umbreon takes a bunch of damage, and now I should secure the endgame, I'm pretty sure. Especially if I hit one Hydro Pump. Also, what's nice is any Moonlight that they have with Umbreon for recovery won't be able to heal. Ooh, Fake Tears. That's actually a really cool combo. Fake Tears Umbreon plus Blood Moon Ursaluna. That sounds like a fun duo. Maybe I gotta try it on the channel. What do you think? Let me know in the comments. But yeah, this should be fine. I'm gonna go for the Make It Rain, and we do have Helping Hand, or I could go for Hydro Pump. Both kind of work here. I think I'll just go for the Hydro Pump. Why not? Moonlight's just not going to heal enough for them, and the battle is going to be forfeited. We will take a victory there. So pretty nice overall. Having bulky pivots in the water. We didn't face the opposing like fire type, but you know, it wasn't too bad. It wasn't too bad. We had a decently fast mode. We had a pretty good bulky mode that was able to stall out. Unfortunately, the Fake Out wasn't able to help out against the Blood Moon as much as I would have hoped, but overall able to preserve, I think, and get ourselves in a good position. The reason I Hydro Pumped the Cresselia is because if they went into the Flutter Mane to threaten like outside of Trick Room, if they anticipate my Protect, I want the Hydro Pump and then potentially go into Politoed and Hydro Pump again in Rain. And I was hoping Hydro Pump into Hydro Pump in Rain at -1 would pick up the knockout Flutter Mane, depending on its investment, of course. All right, we have the Fire Ogerpon. It looks like the Rillaboom Tornadus Arcanine regular form, not Hisuian. The Flutter Mane and Urshifu. So kind of unique here. I'm curious if this is Dark Urshifu or if it is Water Urshifu, because I could see either Pokemon being used. Rain looks pretty good. If I can get the Flutter Mane gone, that would be really nice. I think I want to go Tornadus. I think Tornadus plus Flutter Mane is really solid. And then I really like my Politoed Ludicolo in the back, and I do want to try it out because Flutter Mane plus the Tornadus kind of threatens the Rillaboom, and one of their best answers I think into my Rain mode is probably like Tornadus Rillaboom. They might be scared of that. Like, I could just Fake Out, but it depends on items, like how well they want to play scared of like Fake Out from my potential Ludicolo. It could be Covert Cloak on the Torn, so I don't really want to Fake Out into that. If it's Protect, that could also be an issue. But let us see what they decide to lead. Gonna be the Tornadus Rillaboom. So I did call the lead exactly as planned. Okay. Ends up working out pretty well for me. We are gonna just lead the Flutter Mane plus the Tornadus right here. And I'm just gonna go for a Tailwind immediately. They do have access to Taunt. They could taunt me immediately, which I'm not exactly super pleasant by. I think I'm just gonna go for a Bleak Wind Storm, and I'm just gonna Protect. I have Terra Grass if I really want to. I'll consider it for the next turn. I am going to Protect here. There's just a chance that they go for Taunt here, and I am a slow Torn, so I don't want to risk it. They go for Fake Out, so I have Covert Cloak, which is actually really good for me. Okay, perfect. Bleak Wind. I think I missed a Rillaboom, unfortunately. I did. Unfortunate. Okay. I'm also faster than their Torn. So they go for Icy Wind. This actually works out really good for me. Okay. That's a really slow Torn. Okay. And I don't get Icy Wind Rod because I had the Overcloak. So really good turn for me, I guess. It would have been better if I hit the attack into the Rillaboom, but not awful. I might actually want to go for the Terra here because I just don't see Terra Ice or Terra Electric helping me too much in this matchup. So you know what? I think I will go for the Terra Grass. We will just Moonblast the Torn and we will just go for a Tailwind right here. I guess I could have went for a Bleakwind Storm into the Rillaboom as well. That would have been an awful option. I actually think it might have been better because I could have capitalized getting an extra turn of Tailwind. I knocked out the Tornadus this turn. Yeah, I think I probably should have went for the Tailwind looking back at it, but we'll see. We will get to the Terra Flutter Mane here with the Terra Grass. So let's see what the Rillaboom's got. I hope they didn't U-turn my Flutter Mane. I don't think that's likely, but we'll see. So we will get Tailwind up with our Torn. If they didn't Tailwind up this turn, though, they don't get Tailwind at all for this game. But it looks like we are going to be matching Tailwinds, which is not like too surprising. So I could have went for Dazzling Gleam, I guess, for Chip, but I do like the idea of just picking up the knockout into that Torn. Grassy Glide gets a crit. Okay, I was about to say that Grassy Glide did way too much damage for it not being a choice Rillaboom. So we are able to knock out the Torn. Luckily, we did go for the Terra because we would have actually gone down to that Life Orb pit. And now it's like not a bad position. I'm kind of curious on who they're bringing out next because it's either Urshifu or... No, their own Flutter Mane, it looks like. Okay. So let's see what the speeds are. I'm just going to go for a Bleakwind Storm, I suppose. And I kind of wish I did go for the Bleakwind Storm earlier because I would have Tailwinded this turn. I would have liked the damage on Rillaboom, but it's okay. I think I'm just going to get my damage with Dazzling Gleam. Yeah, I'm going to get my damage with Dazzling Gleam. Looks like I am faster. Okay, beautiful. I get some pretty good chip. Bleakwind Storm hitting the Rillaboom would have been really good, but a Dazzling Gleam from their side. Torn survives by 1, so thankfully they didn't Grassy Glide. That's also pretty offensive Flutter Mane. So that's either Life Orb or that's Specs. Okay, looks like it is probably Specs. Bleakwind, I barely missed a knockout on the both, unfortunately. Okay. I do get the speed drop though, which is actually pretty nice. You turn out the Torn. Okay. I would have liked the knockout in a Rillaboom earlier, but this is still not a terrible situation depending on what their last is. So we're going to see the Rillaboom retreat here and bring out their last. I mean, it's complicated. It's still a decent end game though. We're going to see the Ogerpon. Okay. That actually, is that best case scenario for me? Probably. How fast is my Politoed? Not very fast. Both of these Pokemon are just not very fast. I can go Ludicolo Politoed. This endgame's gonna be super weird. So we bring out Ludicolo. We have Rain. So they have Grassy Terrain. I don't know if they have Grassy Glide, though. That's a question. If this is Grassy Glide, I actually might be in a lot of trouble. I might actually be in a lot of trouble if that's the case. I can't really let them get a free switch to Rillaboom, though. I think I have to just go for a Helping Hand Hydro Pump. This is Grass Fire, right? And then it just turns Fire when it Terras? Yeah, okay. I am right on that. I'm going for the Helping Hand Hydro Pump. They haven't used a Terra yet, but I don't think any of the Terras could potentially help out their end game. Maybe the Flutter Mane, depending on if it's Grass Terra, but like I don't think any other Terras really benefit here. I'm going for Helping Hand Hydro Pump to knock out the Ogerpon, hopefully. Because if I can get to knock out Ogerpon, might have a decent shot. Spiky Shield, okay. I mean, the Flutter Mane can't pick up a knockout, which is the big part. So as long as I can still knock out the Ogerpon, I should be okay. I'm kind of curious if I do. Dazzling Gleam is fine. Assault Vest and Politoed is really good special defense. Okay. We will go for the Hydro Pump here, and we are going to go for a Helping Hand once again. It just can't have Grassy Glide. That's like the only move it can't have. I also need this not to be a... Well, actually, no. It has to be the mask. So, let's see. No Terra, which is not too surprising. Get the Helping Hand. I missed a Hydro. Are you kidding me? Why did they Ivy Cudgel? That's... What? Why did they Ivy cut? Okay. That's so bad. I took so much damage. If the Rillaboom came in, I could just Ice Beam. Oh, I would have been so fine. Tailwind Peters out. Okay. Grassy terrain disappears. Do they just not have a grass move? I don't even think Giga Drain picks up the knockout, unfortunately, in the Flutter Mane. I think I just guarantee lose because of that. I hate Hydro Pump, but you gotta click it sometimes, man. I'm just clicking Hydro Pumps. I think that was the only Hydro Pump I had to hit too, which was the Ogre Pond, because I could have clicked Giga Drain and Grassy Terrain to knock out. They did have Grassy Glide. Wait, they did not KO. Hold up. Wait. Oh, crit didn't KO. They had Grassy Glide, so this endgame actually could have been a lot tougher. But unfortunately, because I missed Bleak when I missed Hydro Pump, and that's kind of the nature of Rain, I just did not get much here. I mean, they can't throw. They can't throw the game. If they don't click Grassy Glide or Fake Out at all. So, I mean, I'm going for a win con, I guess. They Fake Out the Ludi. Grassy Glide the Politoed. Yeah. Okay. I mean, realistically, all they had to do was click Grass. Yeah, I don't think I had a way to win. Well, assuming I hit the moves, I do win, but that is the nature it goes. Man, I think I would have KO'd the... I'm pretty sure... How bulky is this Politoed? Let me see the Hydro Pump damage again, because... 110, 137. Yeah, I'm like pretty sure that Hopi and Hydro Pump was knock out the Ogre Pond, so that's just really unfortunate. Because it would have just been Rillaboom Flutter Mane endgame, and I'm pretty sure like I would have had that pretty locked up. I think like the only way I have to hit a second Hydro is like depending on like if they target the Ludi or they target the Politoed with like Grassy Glide. Because Fake Out Gleam wasn't picking up knockouts, and I would just double up the Rillaboom slot, I'm pretty sure. Ah, man. But yeah, I could have Bleak Wind Stormed earlier. I think like Bleak Wind Storming earlier into that Rillaboom instead of going for the Tailwind, because I could just Tailwind the following turn would have helped so much more, I think. Because I would have had a single target Moonblast or single target, because I would have Moonblasted the Torn, picked up the knockout, Bleak Wind Storm, single target into the Rillaboom if I hit that time, would have put it into Dazzling Gleam range, because I got a spread Bleak Wind earlier, which wasn't as helpful. So, I would go sometimes, but definitely could have made a bit more. I could have made a better play, like hitting the, like I did miss moves, but I could have played that a slightly better, and I think like it would have been fine. Like as long as I got the damage into Rillaboom, I think I would have been in a really great spot, because it hanging on, of course, ended up being troublesome, but I could have been in a position to have it gotten knocked out earlier. All right, let's go over the games. In game one, a really strong opening with Tornadus and Flutter Mane being able to clean up with Ludicolo in the end game. But the only thing I needed to know was that the Ludicolo was slow on this team, which thankfully didn't matter in this game. In game two, I wish I let Chi-Yu to threaten the Cresselia immediately, but was able to eliminate the Blood Moon Ursaluna early and then lock Heatran into an awkward spot under Trick Room with the Snarl. In game three, really should have brought Flutter Mane for the Umbreon, as Snarls were really hard to deal with, but was able to set up Golden Go despite it with stalling out Trick Room turns that allowed me to clean up in the end. In game 4, I missed a big Hydro Pump and Bleak Wind throughout the game, but going for Bleak Wind instead of Tailwind turn 2 would have gave me better odds of winning that game. A single target Bleak Wind Storm would have put the Rillaboom in range of Dazzling Gleam, which meant the Rillaboom would not have survived and been as troublesome as it was. Overall, a very fun team. Ludicolo is something I really want to try. Has a lot of tricks, with the Golden Go being a great partner. I think Politoed is pretty nice, especially with the rain support for Golden Go as well. And having the Beads of Ruin helps out the Ludicolo because it's able to dish out more damage and get the knockouts that it really needs to. So I had a lot of elements that I want to try, and it did not disappoint. Well, it's a 6 special attacker team, which could be up for debate. If you would like to try out the team, the rental code is on your screen, and you can check out the creator and the details of the team in the description down below. But otherwise, subscribe for more VGC content as always.